welcome back. Thank you for tuning in today's episode on the Chatterbox. My name is Sydney Johns and I will be your host. Today we are going to be talking about a highly requested topic, which is pesticides. Do we dare to spray? After World War II, pesticides started to become more popular. This was a way that they found would help end world hunger. Roughly 3.2 million tons of pesticides are used each year. Include insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, and many other growth controllers. She wrote an article titled, "Organic Industry Shocked by Official Plan for Forced Chemical Sprays." This article looked at the way Australia can prevent pests and train our country, but it also showed the heartache and the pain that these organic farmers would be facing. The mandatory proposal has been reviewed. If this does go into play, the opposing side, which are the organic farmers, are going to be at hurt. If this change gets passed, it would crush the sole purpose of organic crops. Organic credibility score. Ms. Hashem received a score out of 3.08 out of 5. I found that this author had knowledge on the topic pertaining to pesticides, however, she was no expert on this topic. Although Nicole Hashem did talk about both sides, the organic farmers who would be hurt and also the pros of having our seeds and produce be sprayed with fungicides, I did feel that she was trying to persuade and make me feel more sympathy towards the organic farmers and the impact that this spray would have on their crops. Throughout her entire article, I noted over 11 quotes from local farmers who talked about how hurt they would be by this spray. After reading their exact written and spoken words, I felt so sorry for the way that their lives would be affected by this. I began to wonder, was she even credible? Did she lean more to one side than the other, and was she giving factual evidence, or was it more opinion-based? Privileged to meet with a special guest named Andrew Jones from Burraby Farms in New South Wales. Let's go outside and see what he has to say.
Hi Sydney. Yes, this mandatory proposal will kill my business. My customers are doing their best to go chemical free in their lives, and this will give them no option but to take a chemically effective.
You've heard it from yourself. Andrew Jones said that the spraying of these pesticides would actually kill his business. Not to mention, this is the first picture posted after 2 paragraphs in Nicole Hashem's article. I feel very persuaded the more I continue to read her article. These opinions seem to be credible because the financial need of these farmers would not be met if the people who normally purchase the organic produce stopped buying them due to this spraying. However, on the other side, the ecosystem as a whole in Australia would be at risk if we do not spray for these pesticides. So what should we do? Do we support the organic farmers, or do we try to protect Australia as a whole? So how is this going to affect the PPP, People, Place and Profit? Let's have a closer look. To humans. So that if we are spraying crops that are supposed to kill off birds or different insects, and then we're going to turn around and consume those same goods, that can't lead to that would be positive for our body in the long run. And what about the places where contaminated soil, water, turf, and things that we farm on a daily would be impacted? So not only are we going to be killing pests, but we're going to be harming birds, fish, and the good insects, such as the bees that pollinate our plants. Profit. According to The Conversation, over $17 billion worth of crops are sprayed with agricultural pesticides. So what do you guys think? Do you think that we should continue to spray these fungicides on our crops that humans are going to be consuming? In Figure 1, we see the pros and cons of pesticides. And in Figure 2, we also get a look at the GVP of crop productions in 2015 and 2016. As we continue to look further, we look at Figure 5, which is the exports and imports of vegetables from 2014. This will show the comparison of what we give and receive from other countries. And last but not least, Figure 6, which is a global scale of the percentage of herbicides, fungicides, and other pest removal sprays. According to Alison Moody from The Guardian, she stated that in America, a deadly pest killer called neonics are killing important pests, pollinating pests to be more specific, like bees. The European Union temporarily banned a variety of these killer chemicals. Now the United States and Canada are also considering ways to get rid of unwanted pests. The same chemicals that are used to kill actual pests and other insects is going to be into our body. How can that be healthy? At the same time, our organic farmers fields are being threatened, as I mentioned earlier, and so did Nicole Hashem from the Sydney Morning Herald. I think that we need to find alternative ways to save our ecosystem and save our organic farmers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Subscribe down below and please comment any of ideas. Please support the Pure Produce Project, and we'll see you next week.